Good afternoon and welcome to week 5 of our 8-week Personal Development Accelerator program. And this week, we are going to be looking at executive functioning skills. And what's the second one? Executive functioning skills and atomic habits and routines. These are very important life skills that can be taught. They are not, they are not inborn. If you don't teach it, you will not know it. So we're going to be learning simple strategies on how to imbibe these skills and how to teach them to our younger ones. So let me, first of all, because I'm not at the office, the printed curriculum is not with me. So I will get the soft copy so I can read a case study from it. Okay. So the objective of this class Okay, sorry for the break in transmission. The objective of this lesson is to define executive functioning and understand its importance in learning and daily life. To identify the core executive function skills, that is working memory, cognitive flexibility, and inhibitory control. To recognize how executive functioning skills impact academic performance and social emotional development, even career performance. To learn practical strategies to develop and strengthen executive functioning skills in ourselves as parents and teachers, and also in the children. To understand the role of a supportive environment in fostering executive functioning growth. So now we will read a case study. So I'm reading the case study from the curriculum. This is the transformation of Amaka. Amaka is a 16-year-old high school student in Nigeria. She loves playing football or soccer or hanging out with her friends. However, Amaka struggled to keep up with her schoolwork, often forgetting assignments and missing deadlines. Her grades suffered, and she felt frustrated and disappointed. The challenge: Amaka's parents and teachers noticed that she had trouble staying organized and focused. She would often forget to do her homework or leave it until the last minute. She would get distracted easily during class and miss important instructions. She would struggle to prioritize tasks and manage her time effectively. Does this sound like is anything or anything that you've been through growing up or even now as adults?
Yes.
Now, the turning point, thank you for being so honest. The turning point: one day, Amaka's teacher introduced her to the concept of executive functioning skills. Amaka learned that these skills, such as planning, organization, self-control, could be developed and improved with practice. She realized that she wasn't alone in her struggles and that many people face similar challenges. So now we're getting into solution. Amaka decided to work on improving her executive functioning skills. She started by using a planner. Do you know that there are many people that are missing this call right now simply because they did not even set an alarm clock? They didn't put in their calendar, they didn't put an alarm clock. And then all of a sudden, the time has come and gone. A simple planner, a simple alarm. I remember when I used to be Amaka. But now, for me to be effective, I use thank God for smartphones. Can set the calendar, put my alarm clock, in my calendar now, I can tell you the things that I have. And most times when you don't schedule it, you forget. So using a planner, Amaka began using a planner to keep track of her assignments, deadlines, and schedules. She checked it every morning and night to stay on top of her tasks. That's number one. You see, these are simple things that we can do. They are not rocket science. And these are simple things that when we start implementing it, we'll become much more productive. Breaking tasks into smaller steps. Amaka learned to break down large tasks into smaller manageable steps. This helped her stay focused and avoid feeling overwhelmed. Creating daily routine. Amaka established a daily routine that included dedicated time for studying, homework, and relaxation. She stuck to it as much as possible, even on weekends. When it comes to personal development and creating a personal growth plan, like being here in this class is part of a personal growth plan because you scheduled it. It's important to you. You paid for this course, you scheduled this time, and you showed up. This is also the same thing you can do in other areas. If you say, oh, I've not been reading enough, oh, I've not been listening to enough, inspirational books or messages, one of the reasons could be probably because you've not scheduled a time for it. Or I've not been praying, I've not been reading my Bible. If you have a scheduled time, it makes the work a lot more easy because you know that by 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, I am reading my Bible. And it's scheduled. And when that time comes, you get up and you take your Bible to read. Or you get up, you take a book to read. The people that are reading books, growing, are doing these things. They're scheduling the time. So she did that, practicing self-control. Amaka worked on controlling her impulses and behaviors. She practiced waiting for her turn, listening to others, and taking deep breaths when feeling frustrated. As Amaka continued to practice and develop her executive functioning skills, she noticed significant improvement. Number one, better grades. Amaka's grades began to improve as she stayed on top of her assignments and deadlines. Increased confidence. Amaka felt more confident in her ability to manage her time and tasks. Improved relationships. Amaka's relationships with her parents and teachers improved as she became more responsible and reliable. More free time. Amaka found that she had more free time to pursue her interests, such as playing soccer and hanging out with friends. So the lesson here is Amaka's story teaches us that executive functioning skills can be developed and improved with practice by using tools like planners, breaking tasks into smaller steps, and practicing self-control. We can overcome challenges and achieve our goals. Amaka's transformation shows that with determination and hard work, anybody, anyone can improve their executive functioning skills and succeed in school and life. Anybody, not a selected few, anybody. If you apply the same tools, you probably get the same results. So what can we learn from this story? Take control of your executive functioning skills today. Start by using a planner. This one, you don't need to go and buy planner. We have it in our phones. If you don't have a calendar, you can install Google Calendar. It's free. There is already alarm in the phone. You can use your alarm. You know, you can actually set the alarm and set what you want, even put the particular music you want. I have music that wakes me up in the morning. I have a different music for my ringtone. I have different music for different. So you can actually schedule all of these things. You can actually be intentional about it. Then breaking down tasks into smaller steps. This is where goal setting comes in. Creating a daily routine that works for you and practicing self-control and impulse management. The truth is that anything that is important to you that is not scheduled may probably never happen. And these things that we're talking about are things that you can achieve in less than 10 minutes, 15 minutes. For instance, if you have young children, do you read to your children? That's a question. Don't answer. So I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad. Do you read to your children? You know how important reading is. Do you read together? Do you read to them, like maybe in the morning or in the night? Or even if it's Bible, do you do that? Devotion. But guess what? Do you know that just 10 minutes of your day is what you need? If you schedule it just 10 minutes, you can actually begin to read with your children every day consistently. Just 10 minutes. Can you tell me that you don't have 10 minutes? Recently, I just talked about writing the qualifying exam for the PGD. The results not out. I wrote on the 30th. The exam was is a CBT multi-choice, 20 minutes, 40 questions in 20 minutes. Like, I sat down like this and it felt like the 20 minutes just passed in 2 seconds. Fiam. That's to let you know how time really flies. And to also let you know that 10 minutes is not a long time. But when you schedule it, what I'm saying to you, I'm also practicing it. If something is not scheduled, it becomes difficult. Me, that is also a reading coach. It got to a point I became so busy, so lazy as well that I wasn't even reading to my children. But I sat down, I said to myself, how long? How much time? I don't need a whole hour. What I need is just 10 minutes. So I decided, now what we do every day, we do Proverbs. Apart from the fact that we have a lesson teacher that comes to read. I've not come in a while. We do Proverbs. So today that is first, we're going to read Proverbs chapter 1. And we repeat it every month. It does not even take more than 10 minutes. But number one, we are reading together. Number two, we are learning vital things, wisdom. We're learning wisdom. You know, these are simple things that we can actually begin to apply immediately. Schedule. Anything that is important to you that is not scheduled will probably not happen. And it's not a course, that's just a principle. If you don't schedule your morning devotion, it will not happen. That's the truth. If you don't schedule exercise and get up to do it, it will not happen. If you don't schedule fun and relaxation, just, having fun, going out, hanging out with friends, it will not happen. That's how important these things are. So understanding executive functioning. Executive functions are a set of mental skills that are managed in the frontal lobe of the brain. They are the air traffic controller of our brain, helping us to manage ourselves and our resources to achieve a goal. They allow us to plan, to focus attention, to remember instructions, and juggle multiple tasks successfully. They are crucial for learning, for work, and for every day. Think of them as the brain's CEO or coordinator, directing all other cognitive processes. Why important? See the impact of this in academic for young people that are still in school, even for us that are going back to school. Problem solving and critical thinking. It helps in completing assignments. It helps us to manage projects, to study effectively. It's directly linked to reading comprehension, mathematical reasoning, and written expression. It has impact on our social emotional development. It helps with our self-regulation. We've talked about self-control, emotional intelligence. It helps with managing emotions, understanding social cues, building healthy relationships, impulse control, and delayed gratification. Without proper executive functioning skills in place, we can't be able to delay gratification. That's why, a lot of children that we're raising, they do not have it inbuilt because everything is fast, 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 fast. They want to say something when they want to say it. They want to have something when they want to. There's a lot of tantrums, lack of executive functioning skills because they cannot wait. They cannot delay. The impact on daily life, it helps with time management, organization, decision making, setting and achieving goals, navigating complex situations, and adapting to change. So executive functions are not innate. They develop over time, just like the muscles. You have to develop your muscles. Executive functions are not fully developed until early adulthood, maybe about mid-20s. This means that children and teenagers are still very much in the process of building these skills. The prefrontal cortex, this is like a part of the brain, responsible for executive function, undergoes significant growth and refinement throughout childhood and adolescence. That's why it's important to begin to teach children these things so that it will be part of them. This understanding is crucial for setting appropriate expectations and improving targeted support, and in providing targeted support. So for every age, there is like a table for every age, the different things that we can, teach the children in this area. There's also something I've seen, like chores that children can do of different ages. Those things, these chores that we assign for children at different ages is helping them to build executive functioning skills. If they're not able to organize their rooms, sort out their toys, and all of, they're not developing these things. That's why it's important to allow children to do work and to just be in the family and be part of the family. As they are just experiencing their everyday lives, they are learning and they are growing. So, the core executive functioning skills. The first one is working memory. This is the ability to hold information in mind and use it to complete a task. It's like a mental scratch pad. If I ask you now, what is emotional intelligence? Your ability to recall from the lesson that we had, like I think it was the second week, is a proof, a testament that your working memory is working. A lot of people cannot recall. And of course, we know children, they have very low memory span. You can tell them something now and they forget. That's why repetition is a good key to building working memory. Affirmations is a programming skill to building working memory. Remembering instructions. And when that that muscle is strong, it's easy for your child to remember instructions. it's easy for them to follow step-by-step direction. Oh, step 1, do this, step 2, step 3, step 4. Without working memory, you will not remember. That's what the child will use for mental maths. That's what we will use for mental maths. Decision making, recalling information, critical thinking while reading. So this is very important. We all have this. The question is, at what degree, to what degree is it working? And it will work to the degree of the exercise that we give it. The same way that, somebody can carry 10 kg, another person is 5, another person can carry 100. That's the capacity, and it's because of practice. We all have the capacity, the ability. We have the potential, that's the word. We all have the potential to carry 100 kg. But how many of us can carry it? But the people that have been practicing from 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 to 50, they easily carry it. And people that are not practicing will be like, it's impossible. It's not impossible. So the level of practice will determine how strong the working memory will be. It's important because it's essential for learning new concepts, problem solving, and critical thinking. Without it, information quickly gets lost. You just finish this class like this now as you're leaving Fiam. To be like they wiped the thing. You can't even remember anything. Working memory is very, very low. And these are common things with children. And that's why we put them into practice for them. Cognitive flexibility. This is another executive functioning skill. Cognitive flexibility, the ability to switch gears, adapt to new situations, and think about problems from different perspectives, also known as flexible thinking. I'm sure that we've met people that have just fixed thinking, like they can't even think about just one thing. That's also like a fixed mindset. They can't even be flexible in their thinking. Like this must be the only thing, the only way to do something. They cannot even think of another. This has nothing to do with maybe people are bringing other options. This is just about the person not being able to even think of any other thing but just this. So if there's a roadblock like this, they'll just come in front of that roadblock and stop. They cannot even think. It will not even occur to them that they can switch to another direction. So when somebody now comes and mentions it, they will be like, I didn't even think about it. So cognitive flexibility is really the ability to think, flexible thinking. Example, shifting from one task to another, adapting to unexpected changes in plans, trying new strategies when one isn't working, seeing different viewpoints in an argument. It takes flexible thinking to be able to do this, and it's an executive function skill. It's important because it helps us to navigate challenges, learn from mistakes, and be creative problem solvers. So we are also going to go into the strategies for developing these things, but we're just defining them and the importance for now. We've talked about the working memory, ability to recall information. Talked about cognitive flexibility, ability to think in flexible forms. Now there's the inhibitory control, the ability to resist impulses, to stop an automatic response, and to think before acting. It's about self-control and delaying gratification. That's why it's inhibits. This inhibitory, it's from the word to inhibit, to stop, to suppress, to hold. Inhibitory control, ability to resist impulses, to stop an automatic response, and to think before acting. It's about self-control and delaying gratification. Example, not blotting out answers, waiting your turn, ignoring distractions, resisting the urge to check your phone during a task. Resisting the urge to check your phone all the time. Waiting your turn. You know, that's why a lot of young people, they are so impatient, lack of inhibitory control. They want to jump the queue, they want to speak. I know now in my house, I have plenty children. You might just be saying, now this person wants to talk and he feels like I have to talk now. I'll just say, wait for Gifted to talk. And as Gifted is talking, he wants to chip in and say, wait for your turn. Do you know what we're doing when we do that? We are helping them to build this ability to wait, delayed gratification, self-control. But when we allow them to just speak and because they are children, they will never build that muscle of waiting and self-control, waiting their turn and all. It's crucial for classroom management, for the in school, even the house management, for social interactions and making thoughtful decisions. Applying executive functioning skills in our daily lives in the area of organization and management. In working memory, which is about remembering, recalling things, remembering where things are, keeping track of assignments. Cognitive flexibility, which is about adjusting schedules, finding alternative ways to organize, and inhibitory control, which is about resisting the urge to procrastinate, focusing on the task, self-control, etc. Example, in the classroom or at home, the use of planner, keeping a tidy locker, desks, breaking down large tasks. These are simple ways that you can apply these things. But as a teacher or a parent, it's about structuring, putting structures in place. The truth is that, if you've been in all those parenting classes, they always talk about structure, setting systems and structure. That is really the way to organize, to help children to learn these things. Because if there's no system in place, they don't know where they keep their clothes. They don't have a place to keep clothes. They don't have how to tidy up the tables, how to remove their plates, how to arrange their snacks and all of those things. Then we are not setting up the system for them to learn these things. So on our own part, it's about structuring, putting structures in place, providing the organizational tools, and teaching time management. Then for the young ones, it's about, using those organizational tools that were provided, like timers and alarm clocks, for them to plan, keeping a tidy locker or their drawers, or arranging the house, helping you arrange the house. When you tell your child to go and arrange the sitting room or go and arrange, you're teaching them executive functioning skills. Even though that some of these organizational tools that we provide for them, we end up being the ones. Sometimes my children will set alarm clock every hour from 2 a.m. They'll just say, Mom, we're going to wake up early. We'll wake up by 2, bath, and then get ready, and then go back for what they call it, beauty sleep. When they now do the beauty sleep, they can now wake up again by 5 and now eat and get ready for school. One day, two of them, they were having that conversation. They now finished. The first alarm clock went off by 2 a.m. It was just ringing and disturbing me. I turned, see them, they were having their beauty sleep. They did not even hear it. I went and collected the phone where they kept it. And while I was turning it off, something said, just check and see that, make sure that, there is no other thing there. By the time I checked, they set the thing from that 2 o'clock, every 13 minutes, alarm clock was set. I'm like, hey, these children don't want me to sleep today, because of course it was not for me, it was for them. It was not for them, it was for me. I just turned off the entire alarm clock and just turned off the phone. And finally they woke up, Mommy, our alarm clock did not ring. I said, okay. So, but we'll still provide those tools for them to use them. At least let them know that they can use them and practice them. Okay, so for self-motivation and evaluation, practical, ways, encouraging self-reflection. When we're talking about strategies to build these things, encouraging self-reflection, providing clear rubrics, teaching error analysis, fostering a growth mindset. This is for the teachers. And for the young people, how they can practice it is checking their work for mistake. That's if they're in school. Or when you assign a task to them and they finish the task, you can come and observe. If there's anything they didn't do well, you check it. Okay, look at this area, giving them feedback on learning. And then asking questions like, does it make sense? Do you understand why we have to make this decision? Things like that. Those are the ways for them to help them to recall. Remember, we're still talking about the working memory, the cognitive flexibility, and inhibitory control. So when we teach them, we ask questions. Do you understand? In fact, these days, I don't even send them message and just say, go and do this. When I finish sending, I'll tell you, what did I say? And sometimes you may need to say that thing twice before they can repeat exactly what you said to you. This is also a way of training that mind to recall. Because you think that they heard, then they will leave. 30 minutes, you've not seen them. When you now call, where is the thing I sent you? They are forgotten, they are doing something else. So these things have to be taught. And from what we are learning, you see that it's not something that you just sit down and teach in the classroom. They are practical things, everyday life thing, So strategies for improvement and support. Creating a supportive environment. For the teachers, setting clear expectations, state roles and instructions explicitly. Even in business, even in the house, you cannot run your house without setting clear expectations from the children. We've done it before. Oh, wash the bathroom, do this one, do this one. When you come back, they'll tell you they wash the bathroom. Let them know. See all these angles. You have to scrub this place, scrub the wall, do this one. You're giving them clear expectations. So with that, they know that these are the things we're supposed to do. And the feedback they will get will be based on if they met that expectation. So when we set that clear expectation, it helps them, it guides them on what to do and how to do it. Because sometimes we parents and teachers, we set up our children to fail by not creating the right expectations, by not letting them know exactly what is expected of them. And then we'll come back and shout and correct them and beat them and punish them for something that you did not teach them. We're all guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. That clothes that you yelled at your child that they didn't wash well, have you actually taught the child how to wash the color of the dress and how to, those special tricks that you know? The answer is no, but we just expect that they know it. So setting clear expectations helps these children to be able to navigate these things mentally. Using charts, checklists, graphic organizers. That's why we have timetables, food timetables. Most houses have their food timetables. So they know, okay, this is what we're eating. This is what, in the afternoon on Saturday and all of those things. Incorporate movement and breaks, brain breaks. That's if they're in the classroom. You actually allow them to breathe, to understand that executive function development is a journey. So patience and empathy is also part of it. And these are really natural things that we do raising our young people. But when we do not know it as, the older ones, we are not intentional. So the essence of this lesson is actually to make us more intentional about these things so that we can raise those children with intention. And the areas that you're doing well, you continue. The areas that you feel like I've not been doing well in this area, then we'll strengthen that area. So these executive functioning skills are really not things that we're supposed to really sit down to be teaching. They are things that we're supposed to be incorporating into the children. Like we're supposed to be, some of us, we grew up with these skills. How did we learn them? They didn't teach us, but we practice. They're supposed to be practiced. It's not a theoretical thing. It's something that should be in practice. Something that is supposed to be in practice. So developing brain. We know that this thing, like we learned, is still developing until mid-20s. Executive functions are not really fully developed until early 20s. This means children and teenagers are still very much in the process of building these skills. Even adults, we cannot say that we are not. Some of these skills that we are learning, like self-discipline and some of these personal development skills, are all grounded in executive functions, and we are learning it even in this old age. The next lesson, we're going to look at routines and what is it? Routines, personal routines, and what's the other name? We can still practice them at this age. We can't say that because we are past mid-20s that we cannot be able to. So the brain has the ability to change and adapt. It means that these skills can also be improved with patience and targeted strategies. So these are some of the tools. We have learned most of them, and they are very, very easily accessible. Planners, calendars, sticky notes, checklists, timers, folders, binders, color coding systems. We all know how to use these things. We need to teach our children how to. Then there are digital tech skills like digital calendars, reminder apps, task management softwares. There are so many other things listed here that we can. Puzzles, strategy games like chess, memory games, coding activities. These are brain games that can also help the children to strengthen their working memory and ability to think. So these are games that you can use. I do a lot of puzzles in my house, jigsaws. I do a lot of puzzles. But of course, when I started with like all these 12-piece, 15-piece, 20-piece, advanced to 50, 100 pieces, and then 500. And we are now in 1,000-piece for the children. But don't say because Ogo is doing 1,000 pieces, you now go and buy 1,000 pieces. See, the 1,000-piece puzzle I do, I must make sure that it's numbered at the back. There must be number at the back. Oh, me, I don't, even 500, there must be number at the back so that they can use the numbers to figure out the pieces. When they are able to put the numbers together at the right, and fix it, the puzzle comes together. So don't go and give your child an unending task that they cannot do. So practice and persistence. Executive functions, they are like muscles. They get stronger with consistent use and practice. Start small, with manageable goals and gradually increase complexity. If you have young children, like maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, please don't just rely only on math and English in school. Go out, buy all these memory games, buy small puzzles for them, do a lot of coloring books, you know, do a lot of tracing books, buy like all these books for tracing 1, 2, 3, do a lot of books that you can use to join sports together and create an image, then color it. Do a lot of those things. It helps their brain. It helps their brain. I think that's one thing I know that I learned early. I don't know how I learned it, but I always had coloring. Even now, I set up coloring book in my house. It has a way of helping them to put their brain together. I don't know how to explain it, but they are building the muscles of their brains. Read to them. I did not say buy books for them. Read it to them. Let them hear you reading it from your voice. I still read to my children. Embrace mistakes. View errors as learning opportunities, not failures. Emphasize that abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. That's a growth mindset. And consistent application of strategies help solidify the neural pathway. What this means is repetition. It is through repetition that we program the subconscious mind to be able to do things without thinking. If you drive, when you started driving your car, you're so conscious of everything. You just be shaking. You cannot even talk because you're just focused on. But as long as you keep practicing, the practice moves from conscious mind down to the subconscious mind. Now you can talk. Now you can even abuse the driver. Go away from here. Now you can sing out loud while you're driving and you don't even think about the driving. Now it's subconscious. Do you know what happened? You just programmed your mind to drive. Just like people that play the musical instruments. It's through repetition. And that's why affirmations are so powerful. If you don't have a list of affirmations that you share with your children, yourself first, and you also let your children speak, talking about who they are and their strengths and what they can do, you should do that. Because as they keep saying it, it goes inside them and it becomes a belief system. We've talked about belief, limiting beliefs, empowering beliefs. It becomes an empowering belief that when they see situations, something inside them know that I can do it, even though they don't know the answer in their mind. But inside their heart, they know they can do it. And because they believe it, the answer will come out. So it's important. Repetition. And we have come to the end of this study. I don't know if this thing has been, but I don't know, this lesson in particular has really blessed me to do. So based on what we have learned, what specific emotional what specific executive function skills do you think that you need to begin developing now? I'm not talking about Maya's case because that is a case study in one of our books. So that's the question. From what you have heard, what executive function skills that you need to start developing now? To refresh our memory, we talked about the working memory, that's ability to recall information. We talked about the cognitive flexibility, flexible thinking. We talked about inhibitory control, self-control, and some of the strategies and the tools that we can use. So which one, let's have a conversation. What is your takeaway from this lesson? Let's share briefly before we get into the next call, maybe the next 5 minutes. We are 10 on this call, so Jenny said working memory and inhibitory control. Okay. Does anybody have any contribution to make? At least one person before we continue. Please unmute and share.
Inhibility control, the ability to resist, your craving, for example, Pepsi. By the grace of God, last month rather, I was able to only take one bottle of Pepsi for the whole of November.
Are you serious? For the whole of October, you mean? Wow.
Yes, ma, yes.
Congratulations. That's really something. That is really something. Amazing. Please, what strategy did you use? Tell us, because you can't just not something that you've been taking maybe probably every day and now only one in the whole of the month. What strategy? What helped?
Like I can do a video and I'll snap it and show you now. I have malt that they gave me in church, in function. Somebody is doing birthday in school and they'll share drinks. You know how they do it in school now, malt for the teachers and all. So all those drinks are not my favorite anyway. My favorite is Pepsi. So I just collect it and keep it, collect it and keep it, collect it and give some out. They are not my favorites. Maybe because they didn't give me my favorite. The only Pepsi I drank was I went for a church function and they told us to go and pick our food and pick our drinks. And there was a very cold bottle of Pepsi inside the bag. So that was the only one I drank because I saw it and I don't know how to explain. I just couldn't resist it for some reason. I can't explain. So, and that was the only one I drank. But the others, maybe because I wasn't tempted or I wasn't given, that maybe that's why I kept it. I prefer Pepsi above every other drink. So I just try. And when I go to, maybe on my way, sometimes I go to pick up some things and maybe I'm hungry and I need to put something in my system. And they tell me, oh, I go to one, what they call it, where we buy drink and snacks. And they say the combo comes with a bottle of water, coffee, or soft drink. So sometimes I go for the bottle of water or coffee. I try to just it's just a mindset because when after drinking the sugar, I start feeling uncomfortable inside of my system. So and at the beginning of this year, I stooled blood. I drank it to the extent that I started stooling blood. So I guess that just remembering all that I've gone through just made me to close my mind. I think that's what helped me.
Wow. Ah, that was a wake-up call, though, the stooling of blood. Please, oh. And you're still very young. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you.
That alone, thanks for sharing, because that alone is something that can also, help you to, for the inhibitory control. When you remember, that blood that you saw that day, your brain will rearrange and the control will come up by itself. It does happen sometimes with those experiences, but they are really extreme experiences. We don't need to get there before we can, make the decisions. Does anybody have anything else to share so we can just run through the next one?
I want to say something. Yes, I want to say something.
Yes.
Good afternoon,
Okay.
everyone.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so I just want to contribute to what you've said. Like you said, that's I think one of the things I'll do, or should I say I'll keep them, because it's not as if I don't do them, is with the inhibitory control, like being able to resist. And when I say resist some things is checking my phones, like you said. So most time I put my phone on silence or do not disturb so that some things don't just come in to disturb me. But there are sometimes that I just see that, okay, a message is dropping. Maybe I'm working on my phone and messages are dropping, especially when I'm expecting some messages. So I'll be tempted to check if it's the message I'm expecting that is dropping. So, but when I've been, at least to an extent, I've been trying to resist, even if the message is so important. I just wait till maybe when I'm done, and then I go back to check those messages. But it's still, I've not gotten there, but I'm trying already. And I want to say that this sending children messages, yes, it resonates so well with me. My sister used to tell me that there's no child I cannot send to do something. And I tell her, if I don't send them, when will they have the sense to be able to do all these things that we need to do? After all, we that we can do it, we that we are grown-ups and we can do these things. It did not jump on us, or we did not bring the sense from heaven. Our parents taught us to do this. So I can't send any child to do something. It's just that at least I know that for this age, this child should be able to do this. I'll send that child to go and bring this thing for me. And sometimes I do it intentionally that I know that this child might not understand this particular thing. So when the child goes, comes back, I did not see it, I'll now stand up. I say, yeah, follow me, let's go. So I go back and I show the child, this is what I asked you to bring. So I do it intentionally just so that next time this child can understand or get to know these things. So I do that a lot. I know how to do that one very well. So since you have reminded us again, I know I'm on the right path. So I will keep doing it. I'll keep doing it.
Thank you.
Because it's
Thank
true.
you.
I keep doing it, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. So I have a question on the chat. Said, please, can you share a little more how you use your calendar or apps to plan your day and schedule? Okay, for instance, this program that we have now, this accelerator program, I scheduled it on my calendar, as in the entire 8 weeks is already in the calendar with the time and a specific alarm, the when the alarm will go off. Of course, the alarm is not going to go off by 1 o'clock. There is a problem. So I can schedule the alarm to go off by 12 early in the morning as a reminder. Okay, remember you have this class today. 1 hour to the class, it will also go off. Remember that you have this class today. It's just to make things easy, because if I don't schedule it, maybe something is happening. Like I was actually having a conversation with my sister before this time, and my alarm was there reminding me, you have class in the next 5 minutes. You have class, just to be able to help us to coordinate better. So that's how I use it, number one. And then any program that I have that is important to me, I go to my alarm. Your phone has alarm, the clock. The clock part says alarm. So I just go there and I set all my alarms. And like we're going to be talking about habits and routines now. You can use it to build the habits and routines. In the morning, I know my alarm goes up at least 3 a.m. That's when I wake up. It goes off again about 3:30. So I have it set schedule for the whole week, you know, and it helps me to coordinate my time. And because I have used my alarm for so long to wake up at a certain time, sometimes even like maybe 1 minute to the time, my body will wake up. By the time I get my phone, I'll just turn it off. You don't have to ring because it's now programmed. Remember, repetition is the key to programming. For something to become a habit, a lifestyle, you have to have done it over and over and over and over for it to enter. So we are using these tools, external tools, to program our conscious mind so long so that the program will enter into subconscious. That's when you know that you have gotten it. So the tools is to program the conscious mind, and then the conscious mind, doing it over time, will make it enter your subconscious. And once it's in the subconscious, it's now a belief system that your body is running with. It's now a program that is installed that your body is naturally running with. So repetition is the key, and the tools that we use, the external tools, is to program the mind. I don't know if I answered the question.
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Thank you too. So now because I'm so programmed to, wake up at a certain time to pray. If I don't wake up to pray, as in my body is not normal, I'm not normal again. It's not normal. Something is missing, So the program has been installed. And that's how we can install any habit or routine. So let's rush in. This one is going to not take so long because it's like atomic habits and routine. The objective of this lesson is to understand the fundamental principle of habit formation and the impact on our daily life, to learn practical strategies for building good habits and breaking bad ones, to discover how to design effective routines that support our success, health, and personal growth, to empower both teachers and children, parents, pupils, to apply these concepts for sustainable improvement in all areas of life. A case study. So please pardon me, let me get a case study for this. Okay. I hope you can see my screen now. That's a case study, The Power of Habits. That's Maya's story. I think that what we're going to do is we'll read 2 case studies for this, and I believe the case study will help us understand the concept of habits and atomic and routines. So we'll read one case study on habits, power of habits, and then we'll read another case study on routine. They are quite similar, but let's go. Maya, a 16-year-old student at Springfield Secondary School, struggled with procrastination and poor time management. She would often find herself cramming for exam or staying up late to finish homework. As a result, she felt stressed, anxious, and overwhelmed. Maya wanted to improve her grades and reduce her stress level. She knew she needed to develop better study habits and time management skills, but she didn't know where to start. Maya decided to start small. She began by setting aside a specific time each day to study and review her notes. She also created a schedule to help us stay organized and on track. Maya introduced several key habits. Number 1, daily study routine. She set aside 30 minutes each day to review her notes and study for upcoming exams. You see how intentional and strategic it is. So habits don't just fall on us. We have to do it consistently. Scheduled. Weekly planning. She took 10 minutes each Sunday to plan out her week, including her study schedule and any upcoming deadlines. Prioritization. She learned to prioritize her task, focusing on the most important ones first. When you go do a study on the prioritization, technique, you see that there are different levels. There are things that are urgent, not important. Things that are not urgent, not important. Things that are not urgent but important. Things that are important and urgent. So you should be able to classify the different things that you have to do under those, and then choose the ones that are urgent and important first. The ones that are not important, not urgent, you either delegate or you just cut it off. Prioritization technique. So what is the result? Maya's new habit had a significant impact on her life. She improved her grades. Maya's grades began to improve as she stayed up on top of her schoolwork and studied consistently. Stress reduced. By having a clear plan and schedule, Maya felt more in control and less stressed. Increased productivity. Maya found that she was able to get more done in less time, allowing her to pursue her interests and hobbies. Do you know that when we plan, we create extra time for ourselves? When we plan effectively, schedule effectively, we have a lot of time. Sometimes people call me and tell me, hey, Coach Ogo, I'm so sorry I'm calling. I know you're so busy. I'll just tell them, wow, right now that we are talking like this is Netflix I'm watching. And they're like, you have time to watch Netflix? It's not all the time. But the truth is that once I have scheduled my activities, I can do so much just by blocking like 3 hours of focused work for 3 hours than not being focused and just scatter the whole day. I don't know the one I'm doing. I pick this one. Oh, I leave it. I pick this one. I leave it. I pick this one. But 3 hours of focused work can give me much more. I can be much more productive in just 3 hours of focused work in one day than some people can be in 1 week. That's the truth. 3 hours of focused work can give you more results than some people will produce in a week of no focus, no structure, no schedule, just wobbling up and down. So this helps you increase your productivity. So what is the takeaway? Small, consistent habits can lead to significant improvement in your performance overall and overall well-being, whether it's academic, career, whatever performance. Creating a schedule and prioritizing your tasks can help you manage time more effectively. Developing good habits take time and effort, but the benefits are worth it. So how do you apply it? You can apply Maya's approach to your life by identifying areas where you would like to see improvement. Introducing small achievable habits. So if you want to see more improvement in the area of your personal development, what this lesson is teaching us is that we should identify the areas and then begin to introduce some habits around it. If you want to read more, why don't you, like you identified, okay, I need to read more. But I know that when I read more, I learn more, I grow more, and it affects every other area of my life. So reading is important. So you now remove, okay, 30 minutes every day. I'll read 30 minutes every day. And you put the time of that reading. Then you actually set it in your alarm clock. Reading time, this time to this time, you set it for the whole week. And when that time goes off, you actually get up, sit down in a place, have a particular place for your reading. Read for 30 minutes, close the book, and go and do another thing. Tomorrow, the same time, you get up, sit down, read again for 30 minutes, and close the book, and go and do another thing. That's how we form these habits. Before you know it, you're learning more, you're growing more, it's affecting other areas of your life, and your life is better. So that is the first case study. Let me run to another case study on routine. I'll just read it. Before we go into the lesson, because we're already explaining the lessons here already before even starting the class. Building effective routines. Okay, this is the story of Nelma building a routine for success. So you want to build a routine for success. Let's see what Norma did to build a routine for success. Norma, a 19-year-old university student, struggled to balance her studies, part-time job, and social life. She often felt overwhelmed, tired, and stressed. One day, she decided to create a routine to manage her time better. What was the challenge? Waking up late for classes, missing deadlines for assignments, feeling exhausted from working long hours, struggling to maintain relationships with friends and family. And the solution, number one, she set clear goals. Norma identified her priorities. What was it? Excel in school, save money, and spend quality time with loved ones. Sometimes this is just what we need. This is the foundational thing that we need. What do you want? Just set a clear goal. Most of us now, if I take an inventory and call it out, what is it that you want for this month of November? I know that some of us have not thought about it. I took out time this morning and I said, every month I do it before the first of the month or on the first of the month. I bring out a paper or my book or my phone note. And I ask myself, what exactly do you want to achieve in this month of October? I define it, I write it down. And as the month is going, I'm going back. What have I done? How much have I achieved? The ones that have not happened, I'll begin to ask questions. If it's like a prayer point or something I'll start praying, Lord, give me wisdom. This one has not happened. This one has not happened. We need to have clear intention of what we are doing, of what we want. That's how we become more productive. So this morning, I took out time. What do you want for this November? From January till October, I've set goals consistently and I've seen God come through for me in those goals. But then this month, do you know what my focus is this month? And I wrote it down. I went back to January and I wrote down everything that I had believed God, all the goals that I've set from January to October that just finished. My goal for this month is just to be thanking God for all of them. Just thank God for all of them. This is it. Thank you, Father, for this thing I set in January. It happened. The one in February. Thank you, Father. The one in March, like that. And then when we enter December now, I'll start planning for the 2026. So now it's just to thank God for the journey so far. That is just the only thing I'm led to set as a goal. But it's clear to me. It's a clear goal. It's not the goal that you are supposed to set, but this is where my focus is supposed to go this month. So where is your focus supposed to be this month? So number one, Norma identified her priorities. Number two, she created a schedule. She planned out her day, week, and month, including dedicated time for studying. 2 hours in the morning, 1 hour in the evening. For work, 4 hours 3 times a week. For exercise, 30 minutes daily. For socializing, 1 hour daily. For relaxation, 1 hour daily. See how she created this schedule. For me, the extra thing I will do for this schedule is to put the time. The studied hour that is 2 hours in the morning, I'll put the time. Is it 6 a.m. to 8 a.m.? I'll put it there. 1 hour in the evening, is it 6 p.m. to 7 p.m.? I'll put it there. You block it in your calendar, in your alarm clock. The work time, the 4 hours, 3 times a week, you put the time. The exercise, you put the time. That's effective scheduling. Number 3, Norma began with a manageable routine and gradually added more activities as she became more comfortable. Please don't go and give yourself 2 hours of reading if you've not read for 10 minutes. Just start with 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Start small, because when you start with 2 hours, it's like carrying too much load. You will get exhausted. We need to break it down to smaller, manageable tasks. 10 minutes a day, you can run it for a month. You've mastered the 10 minutes. You increase it to 20 minutes or 15. You do it another 1 month. You can increase to 30. You do it another 1 month. Before you know it, you can just do 1 hour. And so start small. These are simple strategies that work. Then track progress. She used a planner to track her progress, celebrate her achievements, and identify areas of improvement. Yes. Number 5, Norma learned to adjust her routine when unexpected events occurred, such as unexpected work shifts or family emergencies. So your routine is not cast on cement. If there's need to be flexible, need to adjust, then you can adjust. We talked about flexible, cognitive flexibility. What was the result? Improved grades, increased savings, stronger relationship with friends and family, better time management, reduced stress and fatigue. You see that the result is based on the goal set. So how can you analyze and measure your results when you don't have a clear goal set? You see where the problem is. When we don't have clear goals, how will you know that you have achieved it when you achieve it? Goal setting is the basis. So the takeaway here is start with your goals. Identify what's important to you and build your routine around those priorities. In fact, if we stop this class here, we have achieved something. Start with your goals. Identify what is important to you and build your routine around those priorities. Be realistic in setting the goals. Don't overload yourself. Start small and gradually add more activities. Track your progress. Use a planner, an app, a journal to monitor your progress and make adjustments. Also be flexible in unpredictable. Life is unpredictable. So don't be too hard on yourself when things don't go as planned. The last one I'm going to say that is not added here is celebrate your wins. Celebrate your win. Take out time. Let's not be walk, go, pursue. Take out time to celebrate, unwind, relax. Also schedule that. Now, what are your goals and your priorities? Create a schedule that works for you. Start small and track your progress. Be flexible and patient with yourself. Build your routine. Build your success. Oh, let's have a discussion on this. I think that this class, as in we've actually touched on the many things. Let's have a discussion on this. This is the 1st of November. Actually, what are your goals? What goal? Just if you want, you can name your top 3 goals for this month or just one. We can put it on the chat. I've shared my own goal for the month. This month, I'm not doing work. The only execution that we are doing this month is the execution of the goals that we set last month, spilling into this month, like the 4th year anniversary outreach, That one has already been set since last month. So we're going to execute it this month in November. So I'm not setting any action goal apart from what I just shared with you. I'm just going to be spending time thanking God for all the ones that we have done. So please, can you share your goal? Just if you want to do one goal, your top 3 goal for this month, please unmute and share in the comment section. Everybody should participate in this activity, please. Okay, I'm waiting.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Okay. My name is Wumi. For me, for this month of October, my first goal is structuring my business. I'm trying to restructure it to make it a better one, and the area that I need improvements before the new year, we move into the new year. I'm trying to set it up so that will not be my vision for 2026. Then another thing I've planned to do this month of November is my house management, let me say organization. I plan to check all the things we have not used this year or probably from last year. I feel that means we are not really in need of it. I'm planning to get them out of the house so that it won't enter new. It won't, because December might be too busy for me. So I plan to start this month of November so that I will get rid of them before we enter the new year. And the third one for me, I have a particular saving target before the year runs out. So which I'm really working hard to achieve. So in fact, it was yesterday I was now looking at this month of November, which area I need to restructure my expenses, my spendings and everything, so that I'll be able to meet up with the goal. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. You see how specific it is? And with that in mind, it will be easy for you to just pursue that thing and clear it out. I remember when I did that thing for my house. This was like a few days ago. Last week. So many things unused lying everywhere. So I need to pack, and the cluttering also has a way of clearing your headspace as well. When I finished it, I felt so fulfilled. And guess what? It didn't even take me a whole day, but that was a goal set and goal achieved. Amazing. Well done. Please, who else is sharing? So now, the second part you mentioned about structuring your business. Have you reached out? Have you found maybe where you're going to learn it? Because if you've not structured it, maybe there's something that you need. Have you identified a similar business, like
Yes.
within your industry?
Yes,
So that you can learn from?
I actually purchased an ebook last week that I will
Okay.
start reading, studying. It's always about structuring a small business. So I purchased it with the mindset that I'm starting by November 1. I will read it and I will apply it directly. So actually, I wanted to do it on my own. Then when I saw the ebook on Instagram, I was like, this will make my achievement faster, because this person are into business, organization, business, and he knows a lot of things. So instead of me doing it alone, it will be faster if I ride on his shoulder. So that was why I purchased the material. which I intended to begin today. Like at least set out, I have map 1 hour daily. I will read it and see how I can apply it to the business immediately. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we go, let me share something. Maybe like an advice, if you will take it. They say if you want to go, is it far or something, go alone or something. Fast, you go alone. But if you want to go really far and wide or something, I don't know how they did, you go with a group. I happen to have come across, I just hope that the thing is still available, by somebody that I know, a food business structuring training just for food business. And I know you're into food business, Abby. I'll find that flyer. I'm going to share it with you. I know that you have the ebook that you want to work with, but I'll personally advise take out small money from that saving that you're saving, pay for this program, go and sit in the room with people, women that have also built and structured their food business that is thriving. Sit in that room with them, learn from what they are saying, practically ask them questions one-on-one. I think it's a one-day event. When you finish, add it to the ebook that you're doing. Now, it's not just that you have the ebook that you're referring to, you also have the network of food business owners that are successful that you can leverage on. You can always call up a mentor, call up this person. This is where I am. This is what I want to do, because your business is really doing amazing. So I'm happy that you're even, thinking towards structuring and expanding. The only difference between what you're doing now, Bumi, and what Cakes and Creams and Diva Cake is doing, the only difference is structure. Do you know?
Yes, I do.
So sit in the room with those people. Sit in the room with them. I just hope that the program have not passed through, because,
No,
I saw it. Food business.
I know what you are talking about. It's taking place this month of November. So
Oh, you know
actually,
the thing
I
itself.
know it. Yes. Yes, I know what you're talking about. Is this
I think you should go
November?
and start. I think you should personally invest in that program. And the money is not big.
It's
You
not
are
at
also going
all.
to, like, half of the money itself, you will eat it in the food that they will give you there, Shebi. They say they will give food.
Actually, I saw it. I was like, I'm still thinking, should I go? Should I not go? And I say, okay, actually, I really want to know my problem first. So that I see when solution come, I'll be able to identify it. That's why I purchased that ebook. I said, let me see what I need. I really need before. Actually, I've not paid for the program anyway, but I'm still contemplating whether I should pay or not. But I really want to
You should.
identify my problem, what I need. So
You
if
see,
the seal
how-
I am hungry is I don't have choice. I have to be there.
So you see the way you're vulnerable with us here by saying, I want to know what the problem is. When you go there, don't go and say, see these people, or let me form. When you stand up, you have questions. Say, I want to know what my problem is. This is what I'm doing. This is just, say it like that. Get your answer there. Collect that your money plus more in that place. Collect everything before you leave. I'm telling you, you'll be so happy. There's nothing like being in a room with people that have done what you want to do and are successful in it. Just the inspiration, the motivation. If this person can do it, and of course they will share their story, it will push you. Do you know that after we got that first grant that Ford Foundation gave us, I almost entered depression with the grant. Oh, how much did they give us? They gave us $10,000. I almost entered depression. Do you know why? Because by the time we calculated the rent, to buy the furniture, to buy the books, the money did not it was not even close. I almost entered depression. I was like, what am I going to do with this? It was not enough. Then Wimby's conference, they were now advertising it. I said, I'm not going to pay. I've been seeing Wimby's conference. I said, I'm not paying. How would I pay this? Then the conference fee was 80,000. I said, do you know, one day, something better go and pay for that money and enter that place. Just go there and sit down. This is a gathering of established women. Go there and sit down. By the time I went to go and check, the conference fee, the early bird has expired. It's now 100,000 that they're paying. I went and paid 100,000 naira for the Wimbi's conference. Do you know that's one of the best decisions I made last year? By the time I entered that conference, they had like over 3,000 women. And then what even motivated me the most is that this Wimbi's is a non-profit. That's actually why I went, because it's a non-profit. I am also working in non-profit, and somebody had built non-profit 24 years. I now saw their sponsor board, almost the entire wall. Almost all the banks in Nigeria are their sponsors and partners. See organizations partnering and sponsoring. That was when I can do this with partnership. I don't have to do it alone. Do you know the inspiration and boost I got from just attending that conference and spending 100,000 naira? That is what has built PDAC Foundation's Transformation Center. Because I started announcing it. We got a grant. We need partnership with this. People were interested to work with us, you know. So there's something so powerful about being in the midst of individuals that are successful in your field. The inspiration alone. It may not just be one thing or two things. It might even be what you see in your eyes with your eyes. Because me, when I saw the sponsor, I said, they didn't do this alone now. I can't be thinking of doing this thing alone. That's why I opened up to partnership, sponsorship. Now we have a board. There are so many things going on everywhere because of one conference that I paid 100,000 naira for. And it's not like I had the money. I think it was even my last card that time. I paid it. So maybe somebody is also a wake-up call for someone. And I met plenty people in that place. All right then. Please, who else is sharing? So for Jenny, I see that your goal for this month is to gain financial literacy and invest. So have you found any person that you know is that is successful in this area? Me, from on top of my head now, I can tell you, Shola Adeshake. Do you know her? You can Google her on Instagram. Shola Adeshake. This is her core area, financial literacy and investment. She teaches people about financial literacy and investment. Would you consider?
Okay, I'll
Do you
check her
know?
out. Thank you. No, I don't know her.
Yes, Shola Adeshake. She even has a community. I think you have to pay money to join. I think how many years ago I paid money and joined. And in that 1 year, I learned so much and I invested. In fact, when I was paying, it was the only money I had that I paid. There's something about communities. Like I told them, Bumi now, I didn't have the money I had was just enough to pay to join the community. I didn't have money to invest. But you know that before the end of that year, I invested money. The money came and I invested, you know. So find out about it. What I'm saying in essence is set the goal and take the next step. Find if it's something like the things that they've mentioned. Find someone that has done it. Go and learn from that person. Take next steps. Yes. So does anybody else want to say something before we close? We have 5 more minutes. Everybody should share something.
Good afternoon,
Good
Coach.
afternoon. Good afternoon.
My name is Bidemi, and this is the first time I'm able to join partially the live session.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
was it worth your time?
Very, 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 very. You know, the time you advertised earlier was 7 p.m., which was eventually changed to 1, which is not too easier for me to catch up about. I just wanted to, because listening to some of the replays is not always as what would I call it, conversational, like being in live sessions. There are some questions you want to ask and some things that needs clarifications on. Like there was one I was listening to. Hello, ma. Hello.
Hear you. I can hear you. I'm here.
Okay. Like there was one
Mm.
of the week, was it week 2 or week 3 that I was listening to? You mentioned something about we passing through the process before we begin to teach it and stuff like that. And between me and you, the hustle is real. There are some things that even as adults, we are still struggling with, and we've not really been able to catch up, especially in the area of structure, time management, and stuff like that, parenting, putting everything together. And now, does it now mean that we should, how will I now put it, should we wait until perfection, or is it something that we can work around with? So I just need clarification in that area, ma.
Okay. So what for me, what I would say is, at least before you can even go and start teaching, make sure that you're even practicing it. It's not that you don't have to be perfect in it. Do you think I'm perfect in all these things I'm teaching? But at least I'm practicing it. If I'm not
Yeah.
practicing at all, that's when I'm now a hypocrite, telling you to do what I'm
Okay.
not doing. We started this class
Okay.
by showing, the people there, my vision board, the new vision board I created just this
I
last
can
month.
catch that on the replay, Abi.
Yes,
I'll
you
catch
will.
that on the replay, okay, because I
Yes.
joined late. I joined like 10 minutes or 20 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
It's not there.
So that vision board is not where as in I've not arrived, but I'm doing it. Am I going to say, okay, let me now wait till I've achieved all of these things before I can start teaching people vision board? No, we're already practicing and we know that it's working, and we are getting everybody, around us to put this into practice as well. So you don't have to wait for perfection, but at least be sure that you're practicing it. Because you can't come and tell me to go and set goals where you're not setting goals. That
Setting
it will not
goals.
even be effective. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you.
Then
Thank you
moving
too.
forward from this, apart from this training or this coaching process that we are going through, after now, would there be like a point where you can hold us by the hand for personal development and put things in place or what we are doing to and stuff like that, just so to grow too after the
Yes, we do.
classes and stuff like that?
Yes, we do that in the Legacy Mastermind. Legacy Mastermind is a 1 year program like this where we gather every week, Sunday, 8 p.m. to share reviews, share our goals, hold ourselves accountable for the entire year. So
Okay.
I don't know if me and Jenny is the one that is actually anchoring, more in as in is the head of the team. So I was just telling Jenny, are we going to do Legacy Mastermind in 2026? So I don't know. It's the people in the group that will determine if it's been effective and they want to call it. It's a paid community, but it's not, like you paid 150 for this class. That community is like 150 for the year.
Okay.
So it's every week we'll come, we share, we have a book for the month, we share reviews, you share your goals, and then, we hold each other accountable. That's what it's basically about. So you have a community of people that are doing this. It's important. In fact, I think we'll definitely have that group because it's impactful.
Okay,
Yes.
yes, ma'am.
So
Thank you
we
very
have.
much for that.
Thank you. We have finally come to the
You
end.
want- Okay.
Do you want to share something for me?
Yes, ma. I want to ask. Good afternoon, ma. Sorry,
Good
I just
afternoon.
quickly want to ask this.
Oh,
That's
it's okay.
okay. Like, if you, because this is where the situation where I find myself is that like you are multi-talented, and or you have so much of idea, and sometimes I just have so many things that I could have done. Like, well, sometimes, yeah, I will now figure out, okay, which one, like what you said earlier, which one is more important, or which one I can really get, to start doing, maybe that doesn't need for to stress me and all that. And more so because of my own situation that I've experienced in the past. Because presently, because what I've experienced concerning my health issue made me not to, in fact, I had to battle with my life first. So it was just that last year I started, in fact, I stumbled on this PDA thing and started seeing that, oh, this has been something that I've been looking for because I didn't even know about this personal development all these years. But I knew I have been in that. I've been doing something that I actually needed to develop myself. I actually wanted. So when I actually joined, it's for my children. So eventually, I know that this thing is for me. I was just looking at it as like somebody was just like, giving me a kind of opening my eye to see that, oh, this is what I've been looking for within me. So that is how I got to know that, oh, it's not even about my children yet now, it's about me. So now that I've started going through all these courses and all of that, it has been helping me and I've been opening my eye to see how I can develop myself to really achieve and be what, actually, know that God has designed me to be. So that is the goal now. So now I have a lot of, I've not been going, I have an office which I've been set up for training. In fact, before I encountered that, what I experienced, the health issue, I got a place that was, I paid for it. I couldn't do anything. The sickness came. I left the place, as in I just abandoned the place to take care of myself. So now, coming back to when I'm already okay now, I've not been going there because the idea I had then was a training place. I just know because it's from my personal vision that I got the place for that. I just knew I'll be doing training. And before I know it, I got the place. I got sick. I couldn't do for like years, but I was paying, God was helping me to pay the rent. Then I started using the place for like, okay, it seems I could not do what I want to do. Then I started using the place for like subletting for office space rather than allowing it to just be like that. And it has been giving me a kind of money. So, but I still know that this thing is for training. I have not been going there. But now that I started doing the training, personal development thing, I try to make sure that I read every day, but I've not been able to structure myself the way I should. But better still, that's just last week. I tried to work on myself better because of this program we have been, because last week we were talking about vision board and all that. So I was able to grab some things to say, okay, this is now structure myself, like time myself up with the time I will have to do this and that. But now my plan is that I want to be going back to my office every day, but which I've not been doing before because I work from home. I just do what I want to do from home. So, and now I want to be going out because what I have to do is tied to going out. But I found myself that, oh, most of the time I just stay, I try to do my work from here and at the same time attend to my children needs and all of those things. So, but now I just, okay, this is my plan now for that I will start going to office every day. How do I want to achieve that? Because even my food is different from other people's food in the house. So those are the things that stresses me because I have to do my food, I have to do my children's food separately, and I don't have anybody helping me. I have to, do everything like by myself. So, but notwithstanding, God has been helping me. But now, what I want to do now is to improve on my tech knowledge, and at the same time, my personal development I've been seeing results there. God has been helping me to help myself, like reading has been awesome. And I have a group too that we share the excerpt from it. So I use that to prepare myself and at the same time to read book. At the same time, I want to, make sure that I develop these three areas and financially too. I want to see what I can do. Like this financial literacy too is one of the goals too. I think I stumbled on somebody. I don't know whether it's this Shola that you mentioned on YouTube. those are the things I had in mind, but I've not really streamlined how to really go about it. But this lesson, this topic now really gave me an insight into how I can actually now bring them out to now focus on those things that matters now, so that I can, by this next year, I can now have a kind of structure that and work with them, those things that actually, had in mind to do this year. So that's what I just want to share, Shat, and for you to advise too. But basically, too, I just felt like I needed to share something with you as well, so that you can help me to to know which how do I go about them. But with this one too, I don't know whether it's okay for now. If there's anyone, I can still let you know.
Okay. So
Mm.
I feel like your your goals are in order, but you also need to also prioritize, like, why do you want to do what you want to do, like the digital training or the financial literacy. You have to put it, use your prioritization technique to know the one that is the most important, most relevant for you right now, because that's what you're going to pursue. The
Okay.
one that is most important and most relevant, the one that you need
Okay.
to, when you have this skill now, it will move you to the next level, like to the next level of, the vision that you have for your life. So
Okay.
it's not because everybody is doing it that you should do it. What
Okay.
is most relevant for you?
Mm.
Uh-huh. So both of them can be very important. Then you go and look for trainings. Like there's one that just started today. I even signed up for a data academy because we want to start digital training at the transformation center. I, I I need to go and find people that are doing it now so I can learn. So we signed it up for the data entry that started this morning. It's for 1 month. So that's how you need to prioritize. Why do I need this skill now? Is it important to me? Is it, it's going to help me to the next level that I'm going in my business or something? If the answer is yes, you go. Don't even think twice about. I don't think twice. Once I check everything, does it align with my values? Is it in line with my goals? Is it in line with the vision where we are going? If the answer is yes, 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 I don't even think about it twice. I just go and do it. But when I see, is it in line with what I'm doing? No, it will take me out. Maybe someone is marketing, come and do multi-level something. Is it going to add towards what I'm doing? No, it's taking me
Mm.
out. I don't even consider it. I'll just say, no, I'm not doing. Simple. So the end point will determine the one that you go for first, because everything that you want to do is important so that you don't exert yourself. And if you start with one, finish it, then you move to another. Mm. But these two things you mentioned now, this digital training and financial literacy, you can do both of them together because financial literacy is not one-time learning. It's an ongoing process. Uh-huh. But we can still talk one-on-one.
Okay, ma. Thank you, ma.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. In the absence of other questions, we will call it a day. Thank you for joining. I hope it's been impactful. And if you're in Lagos, I'm expecting you. I've not seen your form. I've not seen you inside our volunteer group if you're in Lagos for our program, the program that we are going for the school. Please join us. Bumi, I've not seen you. Will you not join us this time? And Jumoke Jumi.
I
So if
volunteered.
you're
I
in Lagos,
filled the form. Sorry, ma. I filled the form, but it's not taking me to where I can join the group. I don't know
oh
why.
really?
Yes.
Uh-uh.
Maybe because
Please
I use a
send.
WhatsApp business. It's not taking me to ordinary WhatsApp, and there's no way I could join like that.
Oh, please just send me hi on WhatsApp. Let me forward the link to you because that's where all the information we're posting all the information. Yes. Thank you. That means we are going to see. I'm so excited to see all of us at the Transformation Center. So that this place that we're always talking about to no longer be talk. You come and see with your eyes what the Lord has done. All right, good night. Oh, good evening. Bye.
Thank you, Ma. Bye.
Bye.